this is Gadi.
Yeah, Gadi!
Hey, Bianca, bring your ass here. Let's go.
What type of time I'm on tonight? Sure. Yeah. Give me. Come on.
Like all these that want to start working out. now they're the healthiest person. Now they can't do nothing. I'm like, bitch, you just twerking, doing all this crazy shit, drinking, eating crazy. Now you self-conscious because you got a little slim waist now. Fuck up.
Selling Herbalife.
Yeah. I'm pushing shitting everywhere. All that shit do is make you shit.
It does. And I use it, so I know I can say it.
Just throwing up out your ass.
Yo, we pressed record and you said I'm not gonna say bitch.
I try to tell everybody, everything I say is not gender based. Everybody can be a bitch. Everybody can be a whore. And that shit ain't gender based, bro.
We'll bleep it though, just in case.
I do call my ladies whores, and listen, they're all whores. They're all whores. We're all whores.
Speaking of whores,
can
we talk about this concept you have of horny energy?
Well, are we on?
Yeah, we're on. We've been on.
Oh shit!
That's what we just said.
Everybody, this is Gadi. I'm sure if y'all
up?
tuning in, y'all know who he is because he probably sent you the link. So it is.
I did not send niggas your link. Yeah, what the fuck you mean?
So go ahead.
Okay, ask the question again.
Horny energy. Where did this come from?
Horny,
what does it
horny.
mean to control
Shout
your
out to the horny hornets. Shout out to the gang. How did this shit start? So everybody know I'm crazy. I went on a vacation once with a group of friends, and it was supposed to be for business, but it was during COVID, and I think the videographer or whatever caught COVID, so he couldn't come. So it was like, fuck it, we just gonna have a good time. And from there, the trip, it was a nice trip, but everybody was like naked and just like on the exhibition of shit. I can speak for myself. I was in my drawers. I was everywhere in my drawers.
You was, what's it? Cuba Gooding Jr., right?
Yeah, I was out there. I was out there. And but anyway, no sexual shit. But we all left the trip calling each other the Horny Hornets. We just created it, right? And then we just kept it going, like just posting shit, acting stupid. And then like other people from not even from the trip, started like, yo, Mr. Horny, how you doing? Oh, Horny, because they call me like, they call me Captain Horny. They call me, Lord Horny.
There's all types of horny.
All types of horny, yeah. Whatever. So, yeah, so we just kind of like brought it back, and it just became a thing. It became a thing. And I think it was like a hot topic during the time, like everybody talking about being horny or just being like thirsty and shit like that. Yeah. So that's where that stemmed from.
So where do you get the control you're horny? Like, what does that mean?
Oh,
exactly?
So at the end of the day, we all horny people. We all sexual creatures. We're animals. We're fucking animals. And I don't know. I just feel like just because we're horny, just because we're animals, and we have these instinct that was put in us since the beginning of time in your DNA, you have to control that. Because at the end of the day, we're human beings, and definitely during all this sensitivity stuff, you can't really make people feel uncomfortable. And that goes both ways. Yeah. More so men to women, but even the other way, like people act like women don't feel these feelings. And a lot of times they deal with niggas, the ones they choose to deal with, they're horny. They're like, yo, I'm gonna fuck this nigga. It's universal, but definitely men. Control your horny. You don't gotta be out there wilding or whatever, just over sexualizing everything. But it's all in everybody's back of their minds, and I'm just a person who speaks. I hate elephants in the room.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that nigga. He's sitting right there. He mad fat. We're gonna talk about the elephant. Yeah. And once you get it out the way in a respectful kind of way, then you can move on. Then you can go about having a beautiful relationship with somebody or whatever the relationship was meant to be.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be sexual or anything like that, you know?
So, I had a question a woman had asked me to ask you.
A woman asked you to ask me?
To ask you. No, not you specifically, but a man's perspective, right? So, last week we were talking about Instagram and how, social media could really be detrimental to a relationship if you put a lot of value on it. Basically liking pictures, half-naked women, whatever. So, she was basically saying, like, for you as a man, when you see a woman like half naked, does that change the level of respect you give her or not?
Oh, for sure. And anybody who tells you anything different is fucking lying. At the end of the day, that social media thing, as much as it's so important to where we are today, I think it's fake. Okay. I think it's a what is it? It's almost like social currency or like clout currency. It's you putting out there what you want people to believe, whether it's true or not. And if you're, and this goes for niggas online just showing their body, just whatever. I mean, unless that's your business, which I think social media should be used for fucking business. Right. Like I think people should really get away. It's funny because it's like you can't tell somebody what to do, right? Because there are people who use that shit for therapy. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're putting your business out there. And people got to get out of this. If you put something out there, it's gonna be critiqued. Yeah. That's just that's human nature. If I see something, I'm gonna critique you. So if I see you as a woman online just over sexualizing yourself, I just naturally I'm gonna look at you a certain way. And it don't necessarily have to be in a bad way, but guess what? I may never look at you in a way that I will build a relationship with you. Right. So that was the other question. I would do any of that stuff with you. I'm looking at you as a sexual person that's putting yourself out there for everybody to see. Yeah. And that might not be a person I want to start a life with, kids with, get married to, and shit like that. Yeah. Wow, that was great. Now with that, would you say those women have more or less confidence then? Because it could go either way, right? It could definitely go either way. Because I call everybody whores, and I call a lot of women whores, and I call men. Listen, we all whores, man. And honestly, even the women who have respect for themselves, they want to be whores, but they're suppressing that based on how they were raised, morals and shit like that. Can't talk to that. So it's like, are you insecure for not doing it or secure because you don't do it? No, a woman could be very secure in herself even if she's selling that. Right. Doesn't make her insecure. I just think the only difference is the perspective, how you look to other people. Yeah, I definitely agree with that because me being raised the way I was raised, I feel like I always question what I'm like, is this too much? Am I doing too much? How are people going to look at me? And that's... Do I look like a whore right now? And that's not? The battle, right? Yeah. That's the battle you're going through in your mind. Because you kind of want to do it. And we all have moments in our house by ourselves where we're like, damn, I look good. Like when I'm on vacation, it's a different I look good. Oh, shit, look at my ass. Look, I just work out. And you know, even taking it on a scientific level, like the dopamine and the things you receive from likes, and it's almost like validate. Yeah, all that shit. You get validation. Yeah. But you always got to be conscious of the message you send. It's that pressure. It's like, yo, I know I'm going to get more likes if I post this type of picture. Exactly. It's like you post these things and you see, and the sad part is you see the success it's having with other people who like do it. Yeah. And you kind of envious of it. Yeah. You know, and the women who don't do it, now you need to receive it somewhere else. Which is mostly like with your partner or people in your lives. And when they don't do that, now you're questioning yourself when you really shouldn't be, right? Right. Like you're like, am I sexy enough? Do I stack up with these other bitches? Blase, blase, blase. You know, so it's listen, this world, we live in a gray area. Everything's subjective. You know, everything is how you got to look at it from all angles. You know? Yeah. I wanted to also talk about with you how we were talking the other day about the different types of men out there. And I feel like I'm going to have some questions on this, but I kind of want you to break down your perspective, like the alpha versus the beta. I feel like lately this alpha word has been overused. You know, like anybody, you get a catchword, and you know what I'm realizing before you start? A lot of people who think they're alpha are like, there's this like wrong or misconstrued definition of alpha that every man thinks he's an alpha now because he holds certain values. It's almost like one of those things like the people who really are something don't have to talk about it. The people who really are gangsters, they don't really talk too much.
Can we please? Because that is a word.
Yeah.
That is a word.
People who really are something, they're not looking for the validation. They just are. So anybody who has to say alpha, they may be trying to change themselves.
Right.
Or they're trying to program themselves.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to hype up themselves to actually become an alpha.
Yeah.
Because I think most of the guys who are alphas don't really have to say it.
No.
And then the alphas can, anher thing about the fake alphas, they really can't be in a room full of other alphas.
They're threatened.
They feel threatened. When you're truly an alpha, you can be in any room. You can be in a room full of alphas. Real alphas love other alphas. Right. It's like, yo, dog, like you really get it. And it's like you can relate to them on another level.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, this shit goes back to like DNA. The beginning of time, women always look for the most powerful man, and it almost went down to a level of procreation. Like, yo, this is a man I can have a kid with. My kid's gonna be safe. We're gonna be provided for. We're gonna be this. So from the beginning of time, any animal, the female animal is looking for the top dog.
Okay, now let me stop you real quick, because then we would think of like beta males as like the ones who get friend zoned, right? Okay. They're like the nice guy, the sweet guy.
Don't get it wrong. Not only beta males get friend zone, everybody gets friend zone. Okay. I think the difference between the beta and the alpha is how you go about after you got friend zone. Okay. So where the beta male, he's more like, he's doing anything and everything for the attention that he wants. He may agree to something he really don't agree with. He's doing whatever he can to get this attention from this woman, and he feels like he wouldn't get the attention if he didn't act this way.
If he just stood on his own.
Exactly.
This is who I am,
where the alpha guy, he'll get friend zone, but he'll move the fuck on. Or like it's like, yo, that's fine. That's our relationship. I'm gonna keep it like that. I'm no longer giving you all my attention. I'm no longer investing into this any more than what it is, right? Which is a friendship. I have friends I don't talk to. Well, just me personally. I don't really talk to a lot of people every day. Yeah. But I have friends that I don't talk to every day, but we're still fucking friends. Right. When we see each other, it's like nothing ever happened. So where the beta guy is going to be friend zone, I'm talking to Shorty every day. I'm about all her emotions. I'm about everything she's going through. And I'm trying to console her. Yeah. I'm trying to whatever. Yeah. Where realistically, how many friends really do that? Right. They don't. Like, you think about your real friends, like... Yeah. And when I think women spot that. It's like, yo, he's too, like, who are you? So there's been a conversation going on lately, like, women, whether they do it consciously or unconsciously, are you friend zoning a guy because you see qualities in him that you really like, but you may not be attracted to him? You may not be whatever. And they say women keep guys in a friend zone where they go through the fuck niggas or the whoever, alpha, whatever. Yeah. If it don't work out, they kind of keep this nigga in a tuck just in case. Yeah. That's been a conversation that's going on, and I honestly believe it a lot. I don't know. I can't speak for women, but... No, I think you're right. I think a lot of times, for me, if a guy is, like, appealing to my emotions too much, like you said, like just too much, it's like, who are you? Like, I see through that. You're not probably even caring too much about my feelings or what I'm really going through. You just want to fuck. Because honestly speaking, how interested am I in... I don't think any man is that interested. How interested can I be in about you with another nigga?
Gadi, quick question. Yeah. Go back to what you were saying before.
Nigga, introduce you. Say something. Oh my. Yeah, damn. It's the God, bro. Let me not throw up no gang signs.
But to go back, sometimes as well, like, would you say that sometimes that a women do see good qualities, but they also know how toxic they can be, so they don't want to ruin the qualities of that gentleman as well, because that's something that a lot of people will be like, yo, you're good, but I know myself. I'm not trying to...
I meant it. But that's exactly. And like I said, with all of these questions, it goes both ways. Okay. We all naturally do this thing where it's like, we see good people and we want to... It's the selfishness in a human being, right? Right. Like, you like this person and you want to kind of put them on ice. Right. Until you want them. And you don't want nobody else to have them. Right. So you give them enough to stick around.
Yeah. So what would you say for that gentleman? Like, for him, he just keep doing his thing as well.
People just got to stop being selfish. Like, okay. if you really care and respect, that's the word,
Right.
respect people. If you're not ready for them, let them go.
Would that be like the fork in the road too? Like
it is a fork in the road, and it really is all about everybody's path. Like everybody's not in the same place in life. So it's like, yes, this person could be my boyfriend, could be my girlfriend, but I'm here and they're here.
Yeah.
And we're not connecting. So now the relationship is fucking up based on where we're at in life, not necessarily who we're as people.
Right. And sometimes people have a hard time letting go what they're used to. And then, like, you know, the universe will bring you someone that you low key prayed for, and then you get them, you still don't know how to act.
Bro, we always learn a lot through, we always learn most of our lessons through regret. Okay. So it's never till that person moves on. They with the next nigga, they with the next girl. Right. And it's like, damn, that could have been me. That could have been us, but I was fucking up.
Like, I did a art piece earlier today. It was verbal, and it was, have you ever had a crush on someone, but you didn't really announce it?
I have a crush on. Let me tell you something. I got a crush on everybody, and I tell them.
Yeah, but all right. But what about when you don't say something?
I literally say, "Shorty, I will fuck the shit out of you. Get away from me. You ain't ready for this right here."
Oh my lord.
Yeah, but and that's another topic we can go into. Like, you can be okay, and I go back to the elephant in the room. It can be okay to tell people how you feel, but still respect your relationship for where it's at.
Right.
I guess I do have a crush on you. Yes, I do want to.
But some people come from, like, they're not confident enough to get turned down and still be cordial or cool with the situation.
Yeah, because it's like a bruised ego.
No, listen.
Nobody likes rejection.
There's a special people in this world that's okay with rejection and can keep pushing it forward. That's not normal. And it's almost like it's not even normal where you're born with it. It's like something you have to gradually gain through experience. Yeah. So everybody's scared of rejection. That goes to everything. Fuck a relationship. Just putting out a piece of work, putting out your art, expressing. Right. You're always worried about niggas. Oh, nah, that's trash.
Yeah.
Nah, that's what happened to Basquiat. Basquiat, I think personally, he made people's opinions get too much to his head. That's what led to his death. In a sense, but that's a different topic. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. So into a lighter topic. So there was a post of a guy asking for advice. So he said, "My wife gave me a free pass to cheat. I did, but now she wants one, but I don't want her to. What do I do?"
That nigga fell for the bait. That bitch gave that up because she was like, "I'm about to go wild out with mine." But I mean, I don't know, man.
Do you believe in free passes in a relationship?
That goes.
Ooh, child.
I don't know if I believe. I don't know. I don't believe in that. But it depends on what you believe in. Do you believe in monogamy? Do you believe in these type of things? Because you know what's crazy? As much as I don't really believe in like free passes and things like that, I am thoroughly very much jealous of people in open relationships.
Really? Why?
I almost feel like it's like a higher, truer sense of love where you left feeling. First of all, one of the most toxic human behaviors is feeling that we own people, own things, own every ownership. That's the toxic shit that stems to the problems with the world today. Yeah. You can grow past feeling you own somebody physically, this and that, and let another person maybe be physical with her or him, but yet you're still spiritually and emotionally connected to that person. Well, nah, we're together. Yeah. That person may gave away a bit of their body or whatever, but she or he or is mine. Yeah. I don't believe I'm strong enough for that, but I am actually jealous of that type of mind. That's a freeing type of psychology, a type of mindset.
The problem with open relationships is that, and I was watching this too, people want to be open until it's time to be open. So it's like, yeah, we could do the open relationship, but then it's like you still end up hiding shit from your partner, like hiding a sexual experience from one partner. And it's like, but we're in an open relationship. You could have just told me. It's still this like, I'm afraid to tell you. I shouldn't. I feel like it's wrong. Like I shouldn't be doing.
Let me ask you a question. Right? Do you believe that everybody should have secrets and secrets are wrong? Like to with a partner or whatnot?
Say that again.
Like, are you from the group that's like, yo, you need to tell your partner everything, anything and everything?
See, we were talking about that last week too, and it was like, no, like there's certain things you're gonna keep to yourself. Like you're gonna die with that secret.
I think all humans have secrets, and everybody kind of should. It's like we should have this right of privacy.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell you everything I'm feeling, everything that's whatever. I'm not everybody. You know, people can misconstrue this and say, "Oh, so if you're cheating, you're not gonna." I'm not saying that. I'm just saying humans, we should have things that we keep to ourselves.
But if you're in an open relationship, then what?
Well, right.
You know what I
so
mean?
the open relationship is kind of predicated on honesty.
On honesty.
Right. So it's like, because you're trying to keep things like
as open as possible,
As open
so you
as
keep
possible.
that trust.
But no, every person, even in an open relationship, still has a tipping point.
there's
Which is
something.
crazy.
They have a
There's
tipping point.
something.
It's just-
Everyone's gonna have a
It
tipping point.
seems counterproductive to what you're trying to do with the partner. I get it though, we all do, but it's just like that's why a lot of the open relationships they fail. They end up failing because there was still some type of dishonesty going on, and it's like, yo, if we both had this agreement and we were cool with it, why didn't you keep it above?
But that's the same. But we're human. Like,
Of course.
like, bro, like people go into situations thinking, yo, I'm not gonna have feelings for a person, but then you end up having feelings for a
Is it
person.
like a sense of
Always.
grace?
Yeah.
You never not have
It's-
feelings for the
we're,
person.
we're evolving. We're adaptable creatures. We change every day. It just happens, man.
But
It really just happens.
And there's also a sense of I could potentially get caught but get away with it. You get that excitement too.
We can definitely talk about the people with the taboo excitement.
So that plays into it too. It's like, yeah, I got an open relationship. I could go fuck this girl and my wife is happy with it. But I could go fuck this girl. My wife doesn't know about it. It's like, oh, now it's even that more exciting.
Adrenaline junkies.
Adrenaline, yeah.
Adrenaline junkies.
So that happens.
That's not a COVID call for everybody. That's there's some adrenaline junkies on the set.
I'm not talking. Get the fuck out of here. So all right. So with this guy, right? So he already cheated. So he got his free pass. Now his wife wants one.
And now he's almost obligated to give her one.
But like, he didn't know that was coming. You know what I mean? Like I think she gave him the
Set
free pass
that
on
nigga
purpose
up.
because she already knew she wanted to fuck somebody, and it was like,
Yo,
all right,
so I
I
tell people, women are. I don't want to say women
Calculated.
are smarter than men,
calculated,
but they are. They're more calculated. They're more, and that's why, like, you know, the whole thing. I don't know if you want to call it a myth, but the whole thing where women cheating for a woman is worse than a man because people feel like women are emotional creatures, and they've already thought about the nigga they want to cheat with. They already connected with the nigga they want to cheat with. It's almost like the shit was already planned out in
they
their
started a whole
head
relationship.
Yeah, like, I have
before
this-
anything ever happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, he probably got caught up in some shit like that.
Yeah.
I have this joke, right? That I would say to most of my female friends that y'all have that broken glass nigga. Like, you know, that emergency break the glass? Y'all have one of those low key.
But men
Every
have
shorty
that too.
But
Do
we
they?
want more, no.
Do they really?
Do
No.
y'all?
No.
I
Okay.
got nothing but men in the room right now, so y'all can tell me.
I think
You guys
men,
know, like-
I think men only connect with other women that way when they're a woman. They're not connecting with their woman that way.
Okay.
Whereas women, I think women can connect with multiple people emotionally and spiritually. Where men,
You're not as easy to open up.
no. First of all, we're not even easy to open up with our main
Right.
joint. Like, dog, we always got walls up. We always protecting what we think masculinity is, where we don't think we can express ourselves or express our feelings.
Yeah.
So we having a hard time with this one girl. So when we emotionally connect with another woman, it's most likely because we're not getting that at home. You know. So, but for the most part, a lot of men are just physical Neanderthals.
I had
creatures,
one queen
you know?
say one time, men can find just about everything they want in one woman, but women kind of have a hard time finding it in one man. So they kind of have to spread themselves out to get all the things that they desire. I thought that was a little...
Yeah.
It
That
was
reminds me of
interesting.
something that even he said one time that like men will fall in love with a woman as is. And it's like they already saw her, they observed her, that's who they want to be with. But women, we get involved in relationships with men where it's like, I can mold him into this.
Right.
I can change him into this. And then the problem is when you don't, as a woman, when you don't get to mold him the way you thought you were going to, that's when everything starts spiraling.
Right.
Right.
I think and I can believe in that because trust me, a lot of people say men are definitely scared of commitment and things like that, but men see already, yo, this could be the mother of my children.
They see how
this
you
could
handle
be my
yourself,
wife.
how you talk to
They
people.
may not put it out there, but in their head, they already kind of got that mindset.
Yeah.
Whereas as a woman is like, so men, right? You can see that in like okay, I'm gonna slow roll this. I'm gonna wait for it to play out.
Yeah.
But women are like everything kind of up front.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nah, I love this nigga right now,
Yeah.
whatever. And then it's like the opposite where like, yo, I fell for this nigga, or I thought this guy is who I thought he was.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I get to know him more, I realize maybe he's not.
And that happens way
Or
more
maybe
often.
he's lacking in these areas and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, go ahead. All right, so I've had a few women on the pod talk about their boundaries in relationships, what they're going to tolerate and what they're not. And I kind of wanted to know from you, like, what are some red flags for you?
For women?
Yeah, for you. Because
Red
I've already
flags?
had women on here talk about their boundaries, like things that they want, that they're not going to tolerate in a relationship. So I wanted to know from you, like, what are some red flags that you notice in women, and what are some of your boundaries?
Red flags. Well, you know, as you get older, you live life, you experience different cultures, you travel. You stop having this structured list of she got to be this, and that, and this, and that. I've grown out of that. I don't have a type. I don't have, yo, I like him like this, I like him like that. Whoever I vibe with and connect with is who I do. So the things for me that I look for and I check off it is character-based things. It's not a look, it's not a this, it's not a that. It's character. Yo, is she kind? Mm-hmm. Is she respectful?
Yeah.
How's her situation with her family, her mother, her dad? And like I said, I'm not, and for me, I don't judge people how they treat me. Mm-hmm. If you fucking with me and you want to be with me, of course you're gonna show your best side. Your best side. It's almost like online dating, right? Yeah. That's why that shit really doesn't really work as much. Mm-hmm. Like I'm sure the success rate, fail rate is very skewed. Yeah. You know, because everybody's selling their best self to the person they want to fucking be with, right? Yeah. No, I watch women how they treat other people that don't mean shit to them. Mm-hmm. That don't, yo, we go out to eat. How did you treat the waitress? Right. How did you treat the this and that? Yeah. I watch that stuff. How do you treat your siblings, your mother? You have respect. Those are the things that for me. So like the red flags would be like, yo, she's rude. Mm-hmm. She's not kind. Mm-hmm. She's not things like that. That's how I judge people at this point in my life. And even the fact that you said like the relationship that they have with their family, that really affects a lot of people. Oh, that's big. They don't even realize it. And I don't want to say, yo, because the people have been through different things. So like you don't have a relationship with your family for a good reason. Yeah. I can understand. I'm not saying, yo, I'll never fuck with that girl. Yeah. But just when you see the relationships and you see like, yo, you rude to your mother, you disrespectful to bitch, all that stuff, all that shit is red flags to me. I was like, okay. All right, so you've been in toxic relationships, correct? We all have. Who hasn't been in a toxic relationship? You never been in a toxic relationship, Anthony?
No.
You nigga.
I wasn't toxic. Put some card, fuck out of here. On camera, let them know I was not toxic with you.
Started off like that, but I got you out of that.
How long was I really toxic for though? Not even a month.
Yeah, we got rid of that quick.
We
got rid of that. How so? Who do tell?
Nice.
Beat up the box. You tried to go.
Beat up the box the same way. She's like, alright, I'ma chill.
What's the toxic out of me?
I'ma chill.
Yo, I hate y'all.
That's what happens.
Whatever. So you never been in one. Great for you. But do you? Because a lot of people have a hard time acknowledging their role in their toxic relationship. So do you acknowledge your role? Oh,
for sure. I mean, I was raised with, my dad always told me, within situations, all you can control is your part. So it doesn't matter if you were wronged mostly or if this person's mostly wrong. What part did you play? Because it's the only way you're going to learn, right? Yeah. Like, if you keep going through these situations, I think a lot of women do it. I just think men don't express as much, but a lot of women come out of these situations and like, yo, I was the perfect woman and he just fucked me over. Yeah. That's not true. And it's not true. And yes, he may have did more of the fucking over than you did. But what part did you play in that? And that's the only thing you can really control. You can't control the next person. I tell people, this is veering off into another topic. Stop taking things so personally. When somebody does something fucked up to you, a lot of times it's about them. Yeah. It's not about you. You know, people get into these situations and they're like, yo, how you could do that to me? Mm-hmm. How could you do that to me?
I'm so good to you. Look at what I've done for you.
But that person's fucked up. Yeah. That person didn't get over their trauma. Mm-hmm. They didn't get over their shit. Mm-hmm. And they're doing that to anybody who comes. It's not about you.
Real quick, the issue with that too for women out here, like they always be like, when they finally let the toxic guy go, it's like, damn, but he's gonna be with somebody else now. But it's like, realize that the same toxic shit he put you through, he's also gonna put
He's probably gonna
that
put
woman through.
that woman too as
and
well.
I feel like we have a hard time as women, like being logical about that and understanding that it's like, yeah, he might be with somebody very quickly, but it's like, she's gonna be in probably even in a worse situation than you were. Like, you actually walked away. She may not be strong enough to walk away.
Praise be to the guy who's dealing with my exes. Those bitches are crazy.
What was a situation that you can remember that you were like, yo, I'm done with this? Like, this is the most toxic shit I've ever experienced. I'm done. Like,
when I'm a very selfless person. Like, I don't really care about myself. I say that in the most, I don't even know how you can preface that, but like, my point is, like, once I ride for you, I ride for you. Yeah. And I don't really care what happens to me while I'm riding for you. Shorty put me in this situation where, like, my niggas were gonna be in a bad situation. And I got a bunch of good niggas. Like, as much as we all came from the hood, we all about whatever. These guys are doing what they gotta do for themselves. They got things to lose. And you put me in situations where they're not gonna allow me to be in it by myself.
yeah.
So you put in my niggas, people I love. Let's not even say niggas, my homegirls, people I love in the bad positions that I'm embarrassed that they're even in.
Yeah.
And that's when it clicked for me. Like, oh, this is really bad. This is really toxic. And then you're putting me in a situation without even giving me the reassurance that you're who I need to be with.
Yeah.
Based on your actions.
Right.
Based on how you living your life, what you're doing, and how I got into this situation, you're doing something crazy.
Yeah.
You're living foul. So yeah, it's more so when the people around me start getting affected that I'm like, all right, yeah, this is too much.
Did she ever take accountability for that?
I don't know. I've definitely been ghosted before. I don't know, and I'm not salty. Do what you got to do for yourself. Do what is best for yourself. And like you said, all I can do from those situations is what part did I play in this?
Right.
And learn from that.
Yeah.
I can't. Yo, she was so fucked up. Gadi, what did you do to trigger that or to play into that? And for most men, I think toxic behavior is just not opening up. Communication. Yeah. Not letting your walls down.
Yeah.
Men just have this stoic thing about them, and they're not expressing their feelings. They're not, So when you're not doing that, you kind of leave the door open for a lot of shit. Because now a woman is like second guessing herself. Now she's finding that comfort in somebody else.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Would you also say that either way, whether it's the male or female in the relationship, what level of value are you giving yourself to accept those red flags? Because we all can be aware that someone is toxic, especially when you first meet them, but there's something within you that you're not valuing yourself as an individual to accept that person to continue. You know what I mean? Like, we all have a choice.
Yeah, real quick, because I go to therapy. So I was just talking to my therapist about this, and she was basically saying, like, it's not that you don't value yourself. It's that you're just a caring person. You just choose to see the good in everyone. If you were raised, like for me, because I was getting into something specific, but I was raised in a household where if we had an issue, we spoke about it right then and there. Me too. Yeah, and after we say whatever the fuck, it's hugs and kisses and I love you.
Right.
So I go through every relationship, friendship, romantic, in that same mindset.
Okay.
So it's like, even if you show me the red flags and the way I'm programmed is like, we could fix this. I can fix this. Yeah. We can just talk it out and everything's gonna be fine.
The last relationship I came out of, that she wasn't used to that in her family. The minute she spoke up, she got shut down by her father, whoever. So she used other things outside of herself to escape. Yeah. That, or she just like, oh, I can't express myself because you're gonna shut me down.
Right.
And that goes into the topic of I'm not saying we can't change people, but stop trying so hard to.
Yes.
That's my weakness.
Like at the end of the day,
me too.
A person is gonna show you who they are.
Yeah.
And you gotta accept them for who the fuck they are, bro. You gotta stop like, yo, I can see this nigga being my husband, this nigga being my wife, and then because you're so caught up on that thought, you're ignoring the red flags that they're giving. Exactly.
I was just gonna say, like, hope is a bitch.
Yeah,
because
man.
hope will have you staying stuck in a situation that you know you have no business being in.
Yo, believe who someone shows you they
Yeah.
are. Just
Yeah.
believe who
Like,
they
Like,
are.
we hold on to that hope, like,
Bro,
one
stop.
day.
And
Word.
That's
word.
why some people
Yeah.
really don't like being in love, because love makes us irrational. Like, we're like, you're thinking with your heart, not with your mind.
Yeah.
And you really got to let your mind really quarterback your actions and your decisions. Like, your heart will always play a part, but you can never go into these situations with just your heart, bro. Like, it's like, you got to be disciplined. The word is discipline. The word is discipline. Because we all want to be loving and caring and put our arms around people, but
We end up giving it to people who don't even deserve it.
that don't deserve it,
They
bro.
don't fucking deserve it.
And this thing
Exactly.
of really finding relationships, finding love, finding companionship, there is an aspect of selfishness you have to have. You have to think of what's best for yourself,
Right.
man. You really do. So,
Yeah.
is that to that question?
Yeah, that's great. So I wanted to get into, we kind of already spoke about taking accountability. So I want to get into, when a guy asks for space, is it always a negative thing?
Well,
Is it always because he wants to talk to another girl, or?
that's not necessarily the case. I think most men need space in general. I think Patrick O'Neal, rest in peace, bro. Like, he said it best. He was like, yo, when you fall in love with a girl, once we love you, we don't like you.
Yo, I saw that.
We don't like you. We don't want to be around you all the time. We don't want to be caught up. And I think as men, we need space. That's the type of creature we are. You have to give a man space. And I think if a man's requesting it, it's definitely a problem.
Okay.
I don't think you equate that with him wanting to be with another girl or whatever.
So that's where our mind goes to automatically.
Yeah, but
like,
he definitely could feel suffocated. He definitely could feel, whatever. And that could lead to him talking to somebody else that doesn't make him feel that way,
Have you ever, anybody here can talk, have you
say
ever, yeah, go ahead.
It's sort of like when a gentleman would request that, he has too much emotional baggage that he hasn't healed from. That if you're not ready to be in a relationship, then don't hop in if you're gonna request something like
You're
that.
absolutely right, because
I mean,
that really stems from a lack of communication, right?
Yeah.
Like if I'm asking for space, I'm not communicating with you what's going on.
Right.
Like, why do I need the space?
Yes.
Especially if
What are you doing that is making me feel like I need space?
Right.
To
Especially
my ladies, instead of this concept of trying to change a man,
right. Something.
let's get into the concept of making a man comfortable
Yes.
with being vulnerable
Yes.
and expressing himself
Because-
and those things. That's how you really change a nigga. Because when a nigga feel like he can I can really talk to her about everything.
Right.
I can really talk to her about
Right.
the things that may make me feel weak as a man,
Right.
based on society's whatever.
Yeah.
That's when you got a nigga. That's when that's the change that you need to be making with a person. Not trying to change how he is or whatever.
Right.
Change how he feels about you and how comfortable he is with you to express his inner demons, his inner whatever.
Yeah. And also understand too, because I've been that woman, like, I'm going to create the space, because I'm big on that. I'm going to create the space for you to do that. But now, if you never do it, you never feel comfortable. You still have this guard up. It's like, there's only but so much I can do.
Yeah, no, that's on him.
Hold on,
The
Queen.
only issue I have with that, I agree with what you're saying. My issues with people, and this is men and women, if you acknowledge that you have this trauma, right? You acknowledge that you've been through all this bullshit.
What are you doing?
What are you doing about it?
What are you doing about
That's
it?
my problem.
Okay.
It's like you want to say, oh, but my mom never hugged me and I didn't see happy marriage. I didn't see a happy relationship.
But that's why we
It's
really
like,
need to endorse. And I mean,
At some point, it does become an excuse.
it becomes an
does.
excuse for
You're
the
right,
fuck
you're
shit.
right,
And I get it. And I'm
but
telling you,
that's
like, I get it. But it's
that's
just
why
like,
we have to endorse therapy and things like that. Like,
I'm a
'cause
big
it's-
proponent of that. Like,
I think
I'm a
everybody
big
needs
supporter
therapy.
of therapy.
Like, dude, we've been like literally in our culture, meaning ethnic, urban, whatever you want to call it. We haven't had that opportunity.
Yeah.
And we've been misdiagnosed.
Yeah.
You've been. You not all of a sudden mental health is such a big thing. It's
Everybody
mainstream
is
now.
depressed, is
You don't think these motherfuckers
anxious?
in the hood like are really going through PTSD,
Of course.
Bro, the most gangster
trauma?
niggas in the hood or the
Yo, bro, they
most
hurt.
emotional
They most
motherfuckers.
hurt. It
Of
is
course.
what
care
it
about
is.
nothing.
And it's like when you have the partner who's willing to even go through that journey with you.
But we don't know. Some people, not just men, but
No,
nobody.
yeah,
knows.
nobody.
Even women too.
True. But it's like, it's not a one and done kind of deal. It's not I'm just gonna try to make you feel comfortable one time. If I'm repeatedly going through it with you, repeat for like let's say a year, 2 years, and I do nothing but create the space, and you keep on shitting on me and disrespecting me and using that trauma shit. Of course, it has to be. I'm sensitive to what you've been through. I'm empathetic to it, but what are you doing about it?
At the end of the day, all relationship is
Yeah, give me something.
Yeah, back to that.
At the end of the day, all relationship is about compromise.
Yeah.
That's all it's about.
Compromise.
I tell people, you know what true friendship is? How much you would inconvenience yourself for this person. I done hit my niggas up. Yo, I'm stranded. Yo, I need this. Yo, I need that. You think that's a thing they want to do? Get up out their bed or whatever. But guess what? You're gonna do that for a person that really fucking
real
matters.
ones would do it though.
Yeah, no. My point. That's my point. That's my point. Is that you have these relationships that you would inconvenience yourself for, and then you have those people you're like, fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? But that's a relationship. Whether that's a friendship, whether it's about compromise. So guess what? This may be something I'm uncomfortable with, but this is a person I care about.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to cross over or work on myself or do something I'm uncomfortable with for the greater good of me with this person.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like that.
Yeah. So real quick, last to end it, we spoke about this last time, but I want to get into a deep dive here. Does a lie hurt more than the truth? Final topic.
We had a nice
little debate.
A little debate about this. And I try to tell people this thing called life is a big gray area. It's no right and wrong. It's not black and white. It's everything's subjective.
Yeah.
And like I was telling you, there are times where a lie is more considerate than the truth. I'm not saying a lie is right. All I'm saying is that you have to think about why is a person lying to me? Maybe I'm lying to you to protect your feelings. What? Maybe I'm lying to you because I don't want to lose you. Maybe I'm lying to you to protect your ego. And I'm not saying it's right. Yeah. I'm just saying that it's very subjective. And I remember we was talking. I was like, yo, so women, when you fuck a nigga and like it's trash.
Yeah.
Do you just come out and be like, yo, that shit was dirt?
No, bro. You could tell on some shorties though. Like,
nah, but I'm saying.
You want some juice?
But I'm saying like you women deal with a lot of guys who like maybe it wasn't the greatest. Yeah. Do you come out and just say it was trash? Do you just come out and say, nah, that wasn't it?
And my response was, there's a way to deliver it. There's a way to deliver the truth where it doesn't hurt as much.
The definition of a lie is not just a lie. Omission is also
a lie.
Whoa.
Thank you. We get into this debate all the time.
So if you omitted something and granted, this is a concept that women has used against men.
Of course.
You omitted something, so you lied.
That's what I be saying.
No, it's not a lie.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Say the same thing you said.
All right then. So my point is that within that omission of telling somebody something, you're technically lying.
No, but all right. So let's go back to the sex example, right? I can deliver it in a way where it's like, maybe next time we could try whatever. You know what I mean? Change the speed.
So that's not a lie.
That's not a lie. That's telling the truth. It wasn't the best.
That's
but I'm delivering it. I'm not telling you you're amazing.
You sound real political right now.
How?
You sound like you're running for president.
I'm not telling you it's amazing, but I'm not telling you it was the best either. I'm saying I'm giving us a suggestion and strategy on how to make it better.
Natalie Trump.
How is that political? That's still being honest without being an asshole.
Sounds very political.
Because if I lie about how good the sex is,
for somebody who says the truth,
you know what I mean?
That's true.
But that's my point. Is for somebody who's saying the truth is always right.
All right, but are men strong enough to kind of like?
It's not men. Is anybody strong enough to receive the brutal, honest truth?
That's true. I mean, I got upset one time and I blurted out that, yo, bitch, you was trash. Like, stop acting like.
That doesn't sound harsh.
It does, but don't violate me. But you try to violate me.
Okay, so my point to that, with that truth, you was trying to hurt her.
Low key. Maybe she rubbed me
there
the
you
wrong
go.
way.
With the truth.
That's a good point.
Her truth.
All right, so this sounds like
point.
it has many branches then.
Yes.
Subjective. That's what I
It's not
said.
right or wrong
Yes.
then. It's not a right.
And
or wrong.
that's what I
Yeah,
said.
okay.
When we
So-
spoke about it,
Gotcha.
I ended up changing my mind because I was on the side that the lie hurts more. But
Yeah,
it is
like you try to
It's
subjective.
not necessarily always
It's
true.
not. But I was thinking it's more so like, I gave an example of cheating, right? If I find out my man cheated on me, let's say for 6 months. 6 months I had no idea.
That's a long time though.
Right.
Like-
I had no idea. We're having the best 6 months ever. And then I find out. It kind of like soils all the good we had. Like now I'm insecure. I'm overthinking like, damn. So when we went here, he was fucking her and he was talking to her. And when he was telling me he loved me, was he also telling her? Like, I feel like that sting of knowing about the lie, it just hurts more. Whereas like if he would have just been like, yo, I'm not really feeling you no more. I want to be with somebody else. Yeah, it's going to hurt, but it's less betrayal.
I think it's just a weird.
Yo, listen,
weird
it's
topic.
subjective.
It's very
Life is
subjective.
gray. Everybody want to say this is the absolute truth. This is not. That's not how life works, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's just not. Like I have situations where I told the truth and no, your phone, bro, your phone. Yeah. I had situations where I told the truth and it broke the whole bond. And I'm not saying I was wrong for telling the truth.
No, yeah.
But I'm saying sometimes those be the consequences
Yeah.
by being brutally honest
Yeah.
that I wasn't ready for.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready to break this
You
bond.
thought
I
you were
wasn't-
probably doing the right thing.
I thought I was doing
Yeah.
the right thing, but ultimately I put a crack in
Yeah.
the chink of armor. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
and the same shit be happening with lies too. It is subjective. I think that's the main takeaway. All this shit is subjective.
It's all
All of it.
subjective.
All of
And
it.
the moment we get more into that, and I don't think women understand that as much, they just like, nah, that was wrong. Nah, I was the best, or I was the ultimate woman.
Yeah.
I was the ultimate this, or this is that. This situation was this. How can you do that, bro? It's all subjective.
Because you probably thought you were the best, and he probably thought you were shit. Like,
Exactly.
You were the worst
and,
woman
and
he's
we,
ever been
and we
with.
literally just talked about men not being able to communicate. Men
Yeah.
are like the worst communicators.
Yeah.
Like even within ourselves, bro. Male friendships, we don't communicate everything.
Yeah.
We don't communicate all our feelings. It's not till like we like at down and out and we're at a breaking point that we really express ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think women sometimes don't believe us when we tell them the truth.
Because we so used to being lied to or something?
Yo, I've talked to females when I'm like, yo, I don't want a relationship. This is just what it is. And they don't believe that shit. Like
They feel like they can somehow
yeah, they
change
don't.
your
It's like they
mind.
don't believe what I'm telling them. Like
Yeah.
I'm not lying to you. Like this is what it is. It's like why aren't you more emotional with me? Why aren't you like cuddle with me?
Yeah,
Why
because
don't you do all
people
these things?
believe
with
what they want to believe.
Yeah, and I'm like,
regardless.
I told you this is all I'm interested. I don't want none of this extra stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you can't control your emotions, or you don't show me your emotions.
Yeah.
Like I didn't sign up for that.
Yeah, and you made
This
it
is
clear
what
from the
this is
beginning.
what it is from day one. I
Yeah.
told you what it was.
Well,
Yeah.
that goes back to the conversation.
You feel
Everybody
me?
want to make somebody out to be what they want them to be.
Correct.
Yeah.
Instead of
Shape and mold them.
shit
Yeah.
like that.
All right, well, we're good. We're done with the topics. Thank you. You did great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Any last minute takeaways?
Yeah, anybody can have a take now. It's all good.
Good? All right.
I got one.
Oh.
I say
It's open the mic.
as far as like, does the lie hurt more than the truth?
Yeah.
I say the truth hurts. The lie just brings more disappointment.
Yeah.
You know?
The lie has this thing where it has a hint of not a hint but embarrassment and disrespect.
Yeah.
Because you feel like that person insulted your
Yeah,
intelligence.
but trust me,
Yeah.
well, like the saying goes, you can't handle the truth. Like, bro, not everybody can really handle the fucking truth, man. Like the brutal, honest truth. Yo, your head was kind of trash. I don't really like this or that and that.
Yeah.
Now, a woman, we going back to a woman's insecurities, right? Like, damn, but I didn't suck his dick the best. Why some other bitch did that better, you know? So
Yeah.
it's a lot of that type of shit. So, you know.
All right. So we're done, guys. Bye.
Shout out to Horny Gang, Horny Hornets. Shout out to my plush family. Shout out to the homies 216. Shout out all my dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, and stay tuned for next week because he'll be back.
Oh my goodness.
He
They're gonna
will
have to
be
start.
back next
They're gonna have to
week.
pay me for some of this shit. Right? You heard?
All right, Gadi. So where can we find you?
You're mad fake. So Gadi, my name is Gadi. Everybody calls me Gadi for short. I bartend. Shout out to Rhythm and Booze. You can find us on Terrace on Sundays for the Rhythm and Booze brunch. We have tacos.
It's lit. It's fucking lit. I go to all his parties. All the parties are lit.
She be out there showing ass. So
I don't
you know.
be doing all
But we got Taco Tuesday at Tawana Nights on West 242nd Street. You can look it up on the Fontanova. They still rebranding, but we Taco Tuesday over there. Rhythm and Booze on Sunday.
Yeah.
And y'all can check me wherever I bartend, Dykeman Bar, wherever I'm at.
I promise you, if y'all go, y'all gonna have a good time, and you're gonna be treated very well. Like, they are attentive.
And you're gonna get horny.
And you're gonna get lit. It's gonna be good. I promise you.
You're gonna get horny.
Yeah, so check them out, and that's it.
Bang, 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 bang.